Welcome to the era of can I afford to go second? Sporting 3 Lightning Storm, 3 Dark Ruler No More, 3 Evenly Matched, and 3 Sphere Mode. That's a lot of money when you think about it. And that's a lot of cards that you could be dedicating to going second now. So this is I want to talk about how expensive going second is in today's format and the things like that. So they got into this, like this video as well. We got Black Emo Robbie today. I look like I teach dance school, honestly. Like, wah, wah. Okay, so anyway, going second. I'm going to use the Medolce list from this weekend, because I think they were an excellent example of not only how decks have to evolve to go second in this format, because of how bad Adam Emancipator has become with these huge boards, but it's a very good example of if you are not playing these particular cards, you are not able to functionally play at this point in time. So I'm not going to animate this, we're just going to talk about things here. So, shout out to going second. Dark Ruler No More is the first thing I want to talk about here. Pretty much everything, this even goes for Adam Emancipator builds for the mirror. You're playing this card so you can shut off the 35 negates that your opponent's putting up. The Appaloosa, the Dragite, everything else that they're essentially ending with. You're dropping the Dark Ruler No More on the field as a way to effectively cease the gameplay. Now, once we get up into Rise of the Duelist, when Shadal Rook becomes viable, this isn't going to work. But temporarily, for the time being, we're playing the Dark Ruler No Mores, 1 for the mirror, 1 to give us the chance to capitalize and play the game, and, well, literally, the chance to capitalize and play the game. Because these boards, I've been asked in my comment section, it's like, how do we go second? Literally. And the price of doing this, it's a lot. So, you're playing the Dark Rulers to start the basic need to go, alright, cool. Now, once you've Dark Rulered, this is where the next particular, this is literally where all the other sub-skill trees go. If you're not playing the Dark Rulers, well, you got the Sphere Modes from the middle shape. Okay. So, after you typically Dark Ruler your opponent, the next thing that you're probably going to be looking at doing is dropping those $100 Lightning Storms on the table and blowing up your opponent's field. Now, this is where a lot of players will actually be playing their monsters in defense mode, things like the Borreload Savages and things like that in defense mode to not get blown out by Lightning Storm. Well, basically what we're looking at this point is you're looking at 2 card interactions to break these boards. And most of them involve Dark Ruler No More at this point. That way you can just get a free jam on the field. That way you can effectively capitalize. And then you're going Lightning Storm to clean up aisle 9. Now you have to use the last 4 cards in your hand to be able to, combo. And that's where, the sub point comes in is most people are looking at hand traps, the Imperms, the Ash Blossoms, the Nibirus of the format here to kind of counteract that. And most people are just like, screw it, man. Yeah, I'm not interacting with you. Go ahead, make your board. I'm going to slap down the Dusty Dark Ruler No More, and I'm going to clean you up. Alright, like that seems to be the general approach. Now, typically, but not always, you will see evenly matched bundled in with the Lightning Storms. So, in case you don't open the Dark Ruler No More, you can slam down the Lightning Storm, beta negate, then you can immediately slam down the evenly, wasting your battle phase, unfortunately, to get an additional cleanup. Sometimes, Dark Ruler No More, Lightning Storm, and evenly will all show up. Now the problem, this is an interesting one. We kind of reach this like oversaturation point. Like you have to play so many cards because you want to draw them. Well, there's always going to be those times, and the thing I don't like about this is you will draw multiples of those cards. You will draw so many of those cards, you might not be able to play the game. So you kind of have to find this balance in your deck of where you can fit in the cards to break your opponent's board and still effectively combo. Because, well, you can open up all the anti-cards that your opponent want, or you can open up all the stuff that you want to stop your opponent. But if your deck is not starting, if your strategy is just deny my opponent the chance to game, eventually they're probably going to recover out of this. Or maybe you just got lucky enough and you spun the dial on the opponent, you got lucky. Now, the pure value here in these cards, now the Dark Rulers aren't awful, but you're probably pushing, I believe they were pushing 7 to 8 a piece for value, which isn't terrible. But the problem is your value in going second comes from the Lightning Storms. You're already looking at 100, 110. Actually, I think they're probably more than that now. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's one time they were like 130. But anyway, they're 3 digits right now. They're in the hundreds, all right? And that's not good news for your budget player out here that's trying to play. And then additionally, evenlies are, 27 to 35, depending on the copies that you want. That's another $75. That's, if you're getting 3 Dark Rulers, you're getting 3 Lightning Storms and evenlies, going second's going to cost you about $400-ish. Who, just to be able to viably go second. Now, hot take here, all right? You already spent all this money on Emancipator. You want to play the going second build. 3 Dark Ruler No Mores, 3 Lightning Storms, $400. Okay, $300. Probably not playing evenly in that scenario, but going second has not been this expensive. Now, in addition to the going second spectrum here, we saw Madolche. One Madolche player brought Sphere Mode to the table. All right, and this is in addition to the Lightning Storms, the Dark Ruler No Mores. His goal at the end of the day here was we're going to play a relatively smaller Madolche package, but we're going to play more outs to break these ridiculous boards. And by doing so, he was basically, he made top 8. I can't diss it, man. Like, these boards at Emancipator are putting up are ridiculous. Now, this doesn't solve your Eldritch issue, all right? Like, the other side of the format problem right now is if you're playing against Eldritch, well, Dark Ruler No More is not going to be the most spectacular card in the world against it. Lightning Storms and Evenlies are going to get you the mileage that you desire. Oh, trust me. Both of those cards, through endless back row, detonating multiple back row, they're both great. Actually, they're fantastic. Like, if there's any cards that multi-purpose for both matchups, it's Lightning Storm and Evenly. Sphere Mode, in a perfect world, if your opponent's got the Conquistador up, the Golden Lord, and Makaba, okay, hey, your Sphere Mode's live. That's good news, but you're inherently, you have 2 decks that are so far on the opposite sides of the spectrum now that you have to cover different types of mileage here. So this ended up being a discussion on side deck, or, handling an Emancipator, but we're going to stick the title value on it, and I'll probably revisit this discussion later on. But monetary value for this format is already through the roof. We don't even have events right now. All right, you have to remember people are picking up the cards so that they're well versed and they're ready to play. All right, this whole segment has been a learning experience for the community. We've learned that even though there are no events and that things are not moving the way that they are, players are still buying their cards. They are still, when things return back to the way that they are, players are ready to go. And I will give this community one thing, we are very persistent in the things that we do and the ventures that we see come out of this community. So, TLDR, if you're playing online here in the next couple of weeks in tournaments, except for mine, because, mine's in the future, and Dark Ruler No More, you need 2 of them things to kind of get through a turn. But basically, Dark Ruler No More, Lightning Storm, Evenlies, and even more a little bit of an extreme, the beautiful copies of Sphere Mode, all are some sort of viable strategy. Now, I did not talk about hand traps in this. I'm going to leave you with this thought. Hand traps in combination with these cards are good, yes, but we've seen certain builds that have started to stray away from these things. Imperm is still a card that kind of finds its way into the format, but if your opponent's just setting up negates, there's no point. Can't use hand traps anyways. We're just better to let them build their board and just start decommissioning it as we're going with our turn. So, interesting place. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, see you guys on the flip side. Peace out. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCall40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCall40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcallgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.